Now, no conversation about the origins of punk rock would be complete without mentioning the Ramones. They exploded onto the scene in the 1970s with simple, catchy anthems like this one.
We're thrilled to be joined by one of the 4 surviving members of the Ramones, CJ Ramone. Good morning. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you, thank you.
You're touring in Australia?
I am. We started up in Cairns last week, and we made our way back down here, and we're here for almost a month, so we're going just about everywhere, including Perth.
Oh, enough time to get over the jet lag, at least.
Yeah, that usually gets cured by a little bit of Jack Daniels and cigarettes usually gets me by it.
Always works. Hey, now you took over from Dee Dee in 1989, and in fact Australia was one of the first tours you embarked on as the Ramones, so it must hold a special place in your heart.
Yeah, you know, I've been, at this point, this is 30 years I've been on tour. And Australia is one of the places I've always said was my favorite, and not because we have the biggest crowds or the greatest scenery, just because for some reason I really get along with the people here. I don't know what it is. I've had more fun in Australia than any other country I've toured in, and I don't say that everywhere I go. That's the truth. I really have had a really good time touring here.
So are you finding another generation of fans?
Yeah, it's a really strange thing with the Ramones. It's become a generational thing. When I was in the band, some of the original fans were bringing their kids and, you know, nieces and nephews, but it's the point now where I actually have grandparents coming down to the shows with their grandchildren, with their children and their grandchildren, so it's a pretty neat process to watch.
Is it embarrassing to see the grandparents jumping around in the mosh pit below you?
No, I really feel lucky that the music still motivates even people at my age and older to get out on the dance floor and have fun.
And on that basis, what's the secret of the long-term success of the Ramones? Why has the music proved so durable, CJ?
If I knew that, I would be a rich man. But I really think the combination of the Ramones took a very traditional rock and roll sound, distorted the guitars, wrote really, really intensely goofy lyrics, so there's sense of humor to it. You know, this very odd combination of things, and it just worked. People really reacted well to it, and you know, considering they started in '74, and the fact that we, you know, made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it obviously was a combination that worked really well.
Because there's, you know, the movement at the time. I mean, Brisbane contributed to it because that's where the Saints were
Absolutely.
from. And,
Absolutely.
you know, you saw people then trying to copy what the Ramones had done.
In fact, the other night I played with a young band from Australia called the Chats that are really starting to blow up on the punk scene here. And we got together on stage and played a Saints song. We did I'm Stranded during the set. So Australia has made huge contributions, and not just to rock and roll, but to punk rock. Going back to Radio Birdman and ACDC, I mean, it's really, for Americans, Australia was almost like our sister country that kind of came up together in that rock and roll and punk scene.
What's the punk scene like at the moment, in your view?
The punk scene actually is starting to get kind of revitalized again, but it's coming up from the underground. It's starting out where it did earlier, and like I just mentioned before, the Chats, just really young kids that are discovering the original punk bands, and that's where that's where you'll see it coming from. It'll take a couple of years to get back there, but it's off to a good start right now.
You're writing a book, aren't you?
I
about
am.
your life. How do you work out which bits stay in and which bits you leave out? Because I'm thinking, you know, if you're suggesting you get over jet lag with a Jack Daniels, then
well, I think I have
rock
to
and
wait.
roll life.
I think I have to wait for my parents to pass. No, I'm kidding. When I put the book out, it's just going to be everything. I'm not going to really.
No censoring.
I'm not gonna censor myself. I sat down with somebody else who was helping me write the book in the beginning, and they really inspired me to just not hold anything back. Mm-hmm. She said to me, like, if you really want this people to be interested in your story, you have to tell all the aspects of the story. And the fact that, you know, I was in military jail when I found out I got the gig with the Ramones, and a whole bunch of other sordid details. And those are the things that people really like to know about, not the nice, shiny, happy stuff that, you know, your press people want to put out.
And your parents want to read?
Right. Yeah. Well, my mom and dad, thank God, I have a great relationship with them, and they've known me for the I've always never been afraid to take a dare, and they kind of always were good about letting me go. Do whatever I wanted to do. So they won't be shocked by much.
I reckon it'll be a great insight into a life and a music movement that is still winning fans. CJ Ramone, thanks very much for coming.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, CJ.